An ancient Chinese general once said, "All warfare is based on deception." The same principle applies to photography, and there's no more deceptive field than commercial food photography. From overproduced fast food commercials, to misleading menus, to overly optimistic packaging, nothing is off the table. It's as if the commercial food photograph is some sort of platonic ideal, not existing in reality, and only manifesting itself physically through increasingly degenerated forms. I mean, how else can you go from this to this? Well, today we're going to bridge the chasm between advertising truth and fiction. We're going to be using some product photography tips to make what's in the box look like what's on the box. Today, we're doing serial photography. You're going to need white glue, a blue background, a small bowl, a smaller bowl, more glue, lights, an off-camera flash, more glue, small sticks, a small candle, more glue, paper towels to clean up glue. Why so much glue? Well, one weird trick used by serial photographers is to replace milk with white glue. Milk is too watery, has tiny air bubbles, and under certain lighting can look off-white or even yellow. All of these are not very appealing qualities, and so white glue is used as a substitute. Now, we can't use pure white glue because it's too viscous to recreate the dramatic splashes on the serial box. So we're going to be using a 1 part glue to 2 parts water dilution. Mix it thoroughly until you get a nice homogeneous solution. Once it's mixed, pour it into a small plastic bottle for storage. This will prevent it from drying out as you're setting up your shoot. For the setup, you'll have your bowl in the middle of the shot, your camera right in front of it, one light to each side at a 45-degree angle, and to add more light, we'll have the off-camera flash right above the bowl. Let's go back to our reference image. Look at the milk splashes. It's almost impossible to get these all in one shot. What is usually done instead is capturing splashes separately and then compositing them together in the final image. This is what we're going to do. First, we'll capture the pouring milk. I'm shooting in burst mode to get as many shots as I can, but I'm limited by the speed my flash can go off at. It might take several tries to get the shot that resembles the milk pouring in the box. Next up is the messy part, capturing the individual splashes. You'll be dropping the candle into the glue and taking a picture of the splash. To get different splash shapes, it's good to experiment with different container sizes. I find the best combinations are your original bowl, a smaller version of your original bowl, and a cylinder. I chose a candle because it's soft, so it won't damage the container. It's a wide shape, so it'll create a broad splash, and it floats, so it's easy to retrieve. Also, if you need narrower splashes, you can always break up the wax into smaller pieces. Keep some cling wrap under the container to prevent the glue from seeping into your blue background, and to allow you to scoop some of the glue back into the container to recycle its use. It will take several attempts, but once you have 10 splashes you're satisfied with, you can move on to the next part. The next stage is to take a picture of the bowl itself. So fill the bowl with cereal, slowly fill it up with glue, and then take a picture. The last set of pictures we'll need are cereal pieces in midair. So take a thin stick, I used a sparkler, and attach it to a single piece of cereal. Take pictures of the cereal piece in various spots around and above the bowl. We'll remove the stick later through the magic of Photoshop. Once you have all your images, you're going to isolate the splash and floating cereal pictures so they can be combined with the main cereal bowl picture. It's pretty straightforward. You're going to use the magic wand tool to remove the background, and then use the lasso and eraser tool to smoothen the edges. You'll do this for each picture of a glue splash and each picture of a floating cereal. Next, you'll take your cereal bowl image, and one by one you'll be adding the isolated pictures of the splashes of glue and floating cereal pieces. Each additional image will be a separate layer, and you will have to rotate them and place them in the appropriate spot so that they match your reference cereal box. At this stage, you'll realize the importance of having kept the same camera and flash settings for all your photos. This will help make the image look natural when you combine them together. By the end of it, you'll have something that looks like this. But we're not finished yet. Notice how the milk looks a bit flat. We're going to try and salvage some of the three-dimensional details of the milk using HDR processing. To keep it simple, I'm just going to use the Snapseed app on my phone. I'm going to crop the image first to a square. Then I'll use the HDR tool. But this is a bit too much, so I'm going to reduce the filter strength a bit, and then I'm finished. Well, there you go. Another photographic imitation completed. What do you think? Does my bowl look as appetizing as the original? Let me know in the comments below.